I wanted to provide a brief update on Litecoin. So here is a 3-hour chart. It peaked very similar in timing with Bitcoin. And then it also did an ABC correction. And then after the ABC correction, it started retracing. And then after the retrace, it started consolidating. So here is a pattern that by now should stand out pretty well to everybody. So we have horizontal line connecting the tops. And then an inclining or rising line to give an ascending right triangle pattern. Here is the apex. The apex is the point at which the horizontal and the rising line cross. And together they make a right triangle. So they call it the ascending right triangle. To determine price pathway, it might go like this, this, and up. In the event that it dips, comes back up, that would be bullish. In the event that it does dip a little bit, I will readjust the line. Nothing is written in stone. To find the minimum target of price, I draw a line parallel to the ascending line. From the apex, I then draw a vertical line until it meets the parallel line. So let's get rid of this for now. The minimum price therefore becomes at 79. Quite often these patterns exceed the minimum. I can already hear in some of the other common areas, not in my blog, already some bearish undertones saying that it's going to crash. The Bitcoin's going to start crashing again. I disagree. And if I'm wrong, we can find out. If this pattern morphs into something else, starts going down, then we've got something else happening. But I don't see the evidence of that right now. The evidence I see something like this. And it'll travel as an impulse. Before I end here, I want to just show you Ethereum. So here's Ethereum. You almost cannot tell the difference. It's about the same. When the patterns are cross similar, what does that mean? Then they are in phase, or they are phasic, which translates into their sentiment being quite similar. It could be possible that many of the owners of Litecoin also own Ethereum. That'll explain it. Now, earlier today, I had this here like this, and it broke through the lower support line. Does that invalidate the ascending right triangle? Not necessarily. I know from experience that that can happen. And I am allowed to redraw my line. And the redrawing of the line might slightly alter the minimum projection calculation. So if it falls through again, maybe like this, it doesn't mean it's time to panic. Just simply redraw the line. As long as the same pattern is pretty much apparent, and that the pattern doesn't grotesquely like this get bent out of shape. In this case, I wouldn't be redrawing the line. So that's another nuanced feature of how to work with patterns. So going back to Litecoin, same thing. If it pierces it, I can redraw it. It'll just flatten the rising line and lower the minimum target. It's not called cheating. It's called modifying your pattern, the same pattern, ascending right triangle demarcations, to better fit and assimilate the new price data. That's all it is. It's not trying to say that I was wrong and I'm trying to make myself right. That's not what I do. I am the most stringent to myself to not be myopic or to be married to any pattern, but always be willing to change when new pattern data or new price data calls for it. And that hasn't happened yet. I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, please do post.